Hi, I'm Hope Witkowsky, your host of Senior Scene. As seniors, we go through the aging process in many different ways. Some of us need glasses, some of us need hearing aids, some of us get osteoarthritis. I know for me that's been my problem. Today, we're going to meet a doctor who is going to tell us what kinds of things can we do to keep our body moving, free of pain, and be strong. Come on, let's go see. Here at Torrance Memorial Medical Center, there is a department called Occupational Therapy. They help people with physical, sensory, or cognitive disabilities be as independent as possible in all areas of their lives. It's a form of therapy that helps rehabilitate through therapeutic use in everyday activities. Dr. Alexander is one of the specialists diagnosing seniors with these problems. That's the one that really confuses me. Where did the word occupational therapy come from?
Well, I think it's because the occupational helps with day-to-day self-care activities. So it's really for using the hands. So if someone has a hand arthritis and there's a disability, they have weakness or deformities, or they can't grasp things, they have to learn how to, you need your hands for self-care, to wash, to dress yourself. So I don't know, maybe it's just, it's an occupation to dress yourself, but it's really that kind of specific. It's a really specific thing that we do for occupational therapy. I prescribe that more for stroke patients. So for them to learn after a stroke, they're usually weak or numb on one side, so they have to learn how to deal with that disability and being weak on one side to dress themselves. It's very hard if you have just one hand to use.
What happens as seniors go through the aging process and get arthritis or other types of inflammation?
In society here in Western or in America, that aging isn't as highly looked upon as other societies, and I think that we need to change our attitude about that, because the baby boomers are now taking over, and they are they want to be taken seriously and they're living longer, and they should be taken seriously. And so we have to step up our game as healthcare providers and provide these type of services like occupational and physical therapy that maybe weren't as popular in the past, but now they're, I think that's the number one referral.
What can we do to help our aging population understand that there will be challenges to our body movements, which in turn can lead to joint pain and even mobility problems?
Physical therapists and occupational therapists are specially trained healthcare providers, and they learn, they have to go to school and they have training and they have to have a certification, and they're, have to keep up their credentials, just like every other healthcare provider.
Dr. Alexander says it's imperative that older adults keep moving and continue to exercise to keep the body and mind strong, especially as we age.
It's going to slow it down, stabilize it.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes things that we do are worsening the problem. So like you said, you were working out with weights, that worsen your arthritis. So now you're not doing that, so maybe it'll just stabilize it,
Dr. Alexander has taken her profession to a new type of care.
I'm family medicine trained, board certified, and I also had a fellowship in integrative medicine and spiritual psychology master. So I kind of believe in the whole mind, body, soul, and as people age, and I kind of borrowed this from one of my colleagues at UCLA. They say ABCs of aging is attitude. So if you have a good attitude, you're going to do good, as well as activity, A for activity and attitude. So keep moving, motion is lotion. B for balance. So you want to prevent falls, so balance training, standing on your foot while you're brushing your teeth, standing on one foot. Tai Chi is excellent for balance. And C, community. People that are in connected communities, that in good relationships, really do better and thrive.
Dr. Alexander gives us important bits of advice that is easy to understand.
It's usually lower in sugar, and so you want to avoid yogurts that have additives, colors, and sugar. So you want to look at the ingredients in all your food. So if the first ingredient says Greek yogurt, then you're good. If the first ingredient is sugar, then you need to not pick that one.
Seniors today are fortunate with all the wonderful information on how they can improve life by listening to their doctor's recommendations, reading great articles on successful aging, and getting some good exercise.
As we live, we're working harder and harder, and it's almost like we're workaholics, and then you put yourself kind of second, and then you just eat whatever's convenient and fast and it tastes good, but you realize it's very inflammatory, fast foods, and it's, food is thy medicine. So it's always about food and exercise and sleep and back to the basics.
One of the most painful and motion limiting events can happen when a senior experiences pain. And occupational therapy can help improve a senior's life by exercising those parts of the body to make them stronger and work more efficiently.
We have several therapies that we recommend for patients with osteoarthritis, which is degenerative joint disease, usually due to less cartilage in between the joints. It's kind of the cushion or the pillow. You can have it mostly in the knees, the hands, the back, shoulders, anywhere there's joints. And so I usually refer people to physical therapy or occupational therapy.
While the pain can limit the things that we can do to have fun, Dr. Alexander says not to give up hope. Occupational therapy may be able to help you.
The therapist, what we do as doctors, we diagnose, okay, you have arthritis or joint disease, and if it's interfering, usually they come to us because it's interfering with their quality of life, they have pain, and they have decreased function. So they're at risk for falling, they're not able to, like you said, close your hands. That's a very important function. If you're not able to close your hands, then you're not able to, it's going to affect your quality of life. So we refer to the physical therapist. This patient has lower back pain, or this patient has arthritis of the hands, and they need to be able to get back to as much function as they can.
At Torrance Memorial Medical Center's Occupational Therapy Department, people of all ages are helped by learning how to do exercises on a regular basis to slow down the deterioration of our body joints and limit some of the pain that we are experiencing.
We have a wide variety of patients that have many different diagnoses. We do see a lot of people with arthritis, as June was talking with you about, but we see a lot of different types of patients here, all the way from pediatrics up to the elderly. So we have a pediatric clinic down the hall for children with developmental delays and many different diagnoses. And then also here in our what we call our orthopedic clinic, we see people of all different ages. Sometimes younger people have sports injuries, sometimes older people have strokes or Parkinson's disease. Lymphedema is another condition that we treat here quite frequently, in addition to the hands program, and knees and hips and backs and necks and all the places that people have pain.
There is a difference between occupational therapy and physical therapy that many may not know about. The good thing is that there is help in the medical field for both types of challenges.
Occupational therapists and physical therapists have different training. We have different schools and different degrees for each profession. Occupational therapists have been focused on the word occupation, which is defined by the things that people do. So whatever is important to that person, whatever role they need to fulfill, whether it's being a mom or being a grandma or being a worker, anything that they need to do in their life, we find out what's important to them, and we work with them on meeting their goals for whatever they need to do in their life.
The occupational therapist clears up the differences between the types of therapies that are given at Torrance Memorial Medical Center.
There might be a patient that we only see one time, and that's enough to accomplish what needs to be accomplished. Other people may come for quite a long time, like someone who has a stroke, for instance, a very serious stroke. They may come for a much longer time than someone who has a much easier to treat problem.
I hope you got a lot of really good information on this occupational therapy. It is helping seniors really get through their days with movement of their fingers, their bodies. Tune in to Senior Scene next time to learn more secrets to successful aging.